All right, so today, the 5th of May here, or March, what are we talking about? We're working on some conversions here. So you are going to have this conversion. This is the sheet. This is the part of the formula sheet on your exam. So you'll have access to those numbers and conversions as we go along. So we'll be referencing those again as we work through our worksheet here. So keep those in mind. All right, the basic units. So a deci, centi, milli, and all that fun stuff. So if you go from centimeters to meters, it's a factor of 100. Keep that in mind, like centimeters, meters, millimeters, right? Thousand, hundred, and then our base units. Um, Deca, hecto, kilo. So a kilogram, our base unit's a gram, so it's a factor of 1,000. Something centimeters, the basic unit's a meter, so that's a factor of 100. So if we're converting from the first one, from centimeters to meters, this is getting from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. Okay, we're essentially going to be getting a smaller number. So this is a dividing by 100. It's a factor of 100, center meter to meter. So the decimal point is currently after the 5. We're moving it 2 spots to the left. 100 has 2 zeros. So this is 0.05 meters. If you wanted to, you could use a proportion here. So when we use our proportions, okay, we're going to put the same units. So if we want to do centimeters first, centimeters are always going to go in the same spot. So if centimeters are on the top, they stay on the top the whole time. Meters are on the bottom then. And then we just cross multiply. So I currently have 5 centimeters. I don't know how many meters that is. And then this fraction, okay, is always going to be equal to 1, okay? This is always going to be equal to 1. So this is called our scale factor. All right. How many centimeters are in a meter? So that if I have 1 meter, that's 100 centimeters. And then I'm just going to cross multiply itself. All right. So if I cross multiply, I'm going to get 100x. 100x is equal to 5. And when I divide by 100, this is where I get that 0.05 from. Okay. 3.2 meters into centimeters. I'm getting from a bigger unit to a smaller. I'm just going to multiply times 100. Okay, so I'm going to move my decimal spot 2 spots over to the right, and then I get 320 centimeters here. All right, kilograms to grams. Once again, go from a big to a small. So I'm going to increase. So this is times kilos 1,000. So I just move 1, 2, 3 spots over because there's 3 zeros. So that's 50,700 grams. All right, and then the last guys here, from grams to kilograms, and we're going to get smaller. From a small unit to a big unit, it's going to decrease in size. So I divide by 1,000 here. So take the decimal plot, 3 points over to the right, that's 0.03721. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tougher. So when I have multiple units, I have to convert 1 unit at a time. Now we can see if I'm doing meters per second and meters per hour, the meters stays the same. So really, I only have to convert seconds into hours. So I'm starting with 2 seconds. So meters per second. So I'm just converting the 2 seconds, and I'm converting it essentially into hours. So 2 seconds over I don't know how many hours, all right, is equal to, we know there's 60 seconds in 1 hour. And so when I'm going to cross multiply and solve now, so 60x is equal to 2, and then this is like seconds per hour. And then I divide out by 60, and I'm going to get left with, the seconds are going to cancel, and I'll get left with hours. And I get essentially 1/30th. So of minutes per hour, or meters per hour, sorry. Which is essentially 0.03 repeating. All right. Okay, so here I'm converting 2 things, feet into yards, and then I'm converting seconds into minutes. All right, the first one's pretty easy. If I want to convert feet into yards, it's 3 feet per 1 yard. Okay, so 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So this is easy. This is now, instead of 3 feet per second, this is 1 yard per second is equal to X yards per minute. Okay, so now I just want to convert the seconds into minutes. So I have 1 yard. Oop, get out of here with the yards, already converted you. 1 second. All right, 1 second over I don't know how many minutes. Minutes, it's an MIN, is 60 seconds. There's our scale factor over 1 minute. All right, so I cross multiply, I get 60x is equal to 1 divided by 60, and I end up with 1/60th for x. 1/60th. Okay, so it's equal to 1/60th yards per minute. All right, on to the next page. We're going to actually do some questions where we convert some stuff here. So first question seems a little tough. Seawater contains approximately 1.2 ounces of salt per liter. So this is ounces. The per here is our division. That's our fraction bar. So this is per liter, okay? Ounces per liter. How many gallons of seawater would 1 pound of salt contain? So we can't talk about pounds. The pounds is a weight, ounces is a weight. So we need to convert this pounds, we need to convert this into ounces. And if you go back a page, all right, you can see that we're going to be dealing with two things, ounces to pounds to ounces, and that is right there. And you're also going to be doing gallons to liters, which is right there. So 1 gallon is 3.785 liters, and 1 pound is 16 ounces. Okay, so we go back. So 1 pound is worth 16 ounces. All right, and I know that for every 1.2 ounces, I get 1 liter. So if I have 16 ounces, I'm going to divide that by 1.2, and that's going to convert this into liters for me. Okay, for every 1.2, I get 1 liter. So 16 divided by 1.2 is 13.3 repeating. 13.3 repeating liters. Okay, so I need to convert these liters into gallons. So I know 13.3 liters is X gallons. And I know that 1 gallon has 3.785. This is on the last page we just looked at, liters. So if I cross multiply, 3.785x is equal to 13.3, and then I just divide out. 85. So those are gone. And this is going to equal to approximately 3.5. It's like 3.5. And I did it a second ago. Let's take a look. Go find it quick. We're not going to find it. $3.5138 so 3.5226. 226. And either way, there's our answer. Okay. Second one is just a volume question. You guys should be able to do that one on your own. The only thing to be careful with here is we want cubic centimeters and it's in inches. So we need to do this conversion right away. Don't wait, because if you try to get cubic inches and convert into cubic centimeters, the conversion is not a straight swap from inches to centimeters. So I need to do inches into centimeters. All right. So if we take a look, going back to the chart at some point soon. it's 2.54 centimeters per inch. So 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. 2.54 centimeters. Okay. So we're starting with 4, and then we're starting with 3. So 4 over x, and then we're just going to cross multiply. You can see it's just going to be a multiplication here. Okay. So 4 times 2.54 is going to be my number of inches or centimeters. And at the same time, 3 times 2.54 is also going to equal centimeters, how many I get here. Okay, and then you're just going to do your volume with the cone here. So what's the radius? What's the height? And then just use your formula, 1/3 pi r squared h. All right. Number 9, Wally wishes to make a lawn ornament in the form of a solid sphere. The clay being used weighs 0.7 pounds per cubic inch. So remember, this is pounds, so lb per inch. If the sphere's radius is 0.5 feet, what's the weight of the sphere to the nearest pound? So I need to convert this from feet into inches first, okay? So 0.5 feet over x inches, and I know you can do this, but I'm just going through it, okay? And then we have 1 foot and then 12 inches. So essentially you're just going to cross multiply. 0.5 times 12 is 6, so 6 inches is equal to r. It's not equal to feet, people. Don't put the 1 foot down there. That is never true. It's equal to x. All right, 6 is equal to x. So, and then you can now do the weight of the sphere in. So per cubic inch. So what this tells me is, first I need to get the volume. Okay, that is going to be in cubic inches. This 6 is the number of inches we have in our radius. Then I'm going to take the volume, okay, times it by 0.075, and this is going to give me the weight. Okay, so find the volume first and then multiply it out. Number 10, barrel fuel. Oil is in a right circular cylinder, 22.5 inches and 33.5 inches. There are 231 cubic inches in a liquid gallon. Determine the number of gallons. So same thing, okay? First one we need to do, because it's in cubic inches, that tells me I need to do the volume first, okay? Once I get the volume, all right, I'm then going to take the volume, times it by, nope, not times it, divide it by 231, because for every 1 cubic inch, or for every 231 cubic inches I get, this is equal to the number of gallons. We get 1 gallon. So how many gallons are there? And then we'll be good to go. All right. Here's your homework. Converting from centimeters, millimeters to centimeters. So same thing here. You can either know the conversion from milli, which is a 1,000, to centi, which is 100. What's the scale factor back and forth? Or you can look up the conversion factor from centimeters to kilometers, okay, kilograms to grams, how many pounds that are in grams, use the conversion on the front, okay, and then I believe we just did this question. How many gallons of seawater in there? Something would 1 pound of salt contain? Yeah, we just, so go through and do it again if you want. It's a little different, but it's almost the same thing. And then you're good to go. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. So we'll go over this tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day. And remember, hard work always better after a day at the hilltop. Yeah, we'll go with that one. All right, see you guys.